Hello everyone and welcome to round 33. Not a lot of reports or losses and kills this turn, so let's get right into it. Almost done with the time of learning, and that's good. We've finished heavy combat armor, so we can upgrade our infantry, as well as a new model which is just made to chop infantry into little bits. Tech we can use to increase this one. This one doesn't actually increase damage from missiles and rockets. It's a bit unclear in the description. It actually increases range. Some free stuff, free automated turrets, pretty useless. Sub-vocalizer is good because it stops people being unhappy. And we've got fates, stratagems. Good, good, good. Excellent. And this is good for lowering relations when we finally want to fight someone. Cool, that's all good. Let's have a look at the history and see what happened between turns. Looks like the flag head guys just continuing. Oh, for God's sake. I think the rebels cut our road again for the umpteen millionth time, which just why? Actually no, it was the mutants. The mutants decided to just run away and screw us over again. Great. Oh, that is so annoying. I have no idea. Alright, first things first, let's look at the decisions. Lack of caution. Let's just take the small hit to mind and unrest by ignoring it. And I think we're piling on enforcement, so let's go for that. And we also want to increase industry anyway.
Aye, aye, sir.
New advisor. Wow, that's a really good willpower, but also quite good intelligence. And this one, pretty crappy at everything. Okay, this one could be the advisor. Willpower and intelligence both useful for that. So let's quickly skip over to the cabinet. And because she has good intelligence, I will assign her to... actually, no, she's very bad at fighting. It's good to can be good to have an advisor attached to your headquarters because it can help them re-roll failed skill checks. He's not great, so I'll attach him to the military research. Help military research re-roll if they get stuff wrong. Okay, back to reports. And speaking of military research, we need better techs. It's quite possible that we wish to go for energy small arms before missiles. It depends. We kind of want to decide if we want to go towards tanks or which would be polymer armor, tanks or better infantry. I'm kind of tempted at this point to go for better infantry because a lot of the fighting we're doing is in forests and dense terrain, but then again some places it is not. It's a tricky one. Considering I did just get heavy combat armor and I'm going to be updating the infantry anyway, I will go for energy small arms. And speaking of, we don't necessarily want any of this to be updated because we want to do the next round of updates. We really want polymer armor and that energy small arms optimization to go up. We could discover heavy tanks, which I think is what we will do. Just leave it, no new orders, so all the bureaucratic points go into discovery. And Liberty has been protesting. I do have a fair amount of troops there, so I'm just going to crack down.
Yes, sir.
Holy shit, that's a lot of protesters. Wow, okay, they're unhappy. they're not even that unhappy, to be honest. Wait, are these guys out of supply? No, they shouldn't be, but they are. Who knows? Send them back. Right, this one can just go there, and the militia can be sent out. Have to strategic move these guys. We really don't want to lose this supply base for God knows, I think it's the 3rd time now. Very frustrating. It's nice we've got a mine there. I can't remember if I noticed that not last turn. Oh yes, that reminds me, apologies for the delays in turns recently. We've had some holidays. Amongst the various players, so we've been a bit delayed, and it's going to continue. There'll be probably another week or so before the next turn, unfortunately. But that's right, I'm sure everyone will survive without their daily fix of Shadow Empire. Let's just quickly look at these last 2 decisions. There's no point wasting political points on that. And this is a really bad commander, so I kind of want to check if we have a better one available. Junior or Special Ops. Special Ops can often have good military skills, so let's go. It is Bonnie Starvoid, and that is a sweet name. Wow, she's a really good military leader, as well as a good... Actually, you know, I'm just going to quickly compare her to my Secret Service person, who sucks a lot. And Secret Service person isn't even in a faction, so goodbye, Elsbeth Craterrock.
Standing by.
No, you're not going to get another job because you suck. You know what, we will just have to deal with it. She's a bit shit, but she's not the worst. Okay, where else are we going with this? Got some supplies, only some, of course. Oh, that's a pity. I was kind of hoping to snag the 13,000 people in that without any problems, but it wasn't meant to be. Same thing here, we're at the end of our supply line, so struggling a little bit. And over here we've got tanks. Lots of tanks. Let's do some beating up of these poor guys. Oh, look, it's our warrior android getting into the fight.
Mission completed.
That's good. Let's just go direct for their capital. And once we take it, this whole section should surrender. Excellent. And we'll just keep expanding with these guys. Oh, we can only extend 1 hex, but we do have a decent amount of logistical flow down said hexes. Oh, not that way actually. We do not have it going that way. Yep, that gives everyone a little bit of food. That's what we want. Right, and yes, we still have this GR cataphract. Who can do many things. Probably we want to send him over here to eliminate the last bits of free folk over there. And these guys can do similar things. Oh, that's good. I forgot about this mine. It's a level 9 with 23,000. That's a really good mine. So there's clearly someone in there. But we don't know exactly who. More mutants, one would think. And this is the automatons who appear to be bugged still and not have any hit points. I think this game is old enough that that fix hadn't... There has since been a fix for that, but I think this game's old enough that they're pretty much worthless except for garrison troops. Just extend that road a little bit, and I suppose we should probably start thinking about constructing a new city in here, so can't quite reach that. We want everything to be within 6 hexes because otherwise you get a little bit of administrative strain. That's interesting. Probably should have cut that road a bit further north. Yeah, we'll smack down a city in here. Perfect. Apart from this little incident here, but you know, that's fine. Can't have everything we want. Or apparently be free of rebels for or mutants cutting our supply lines for a single turn in this game. Elsewhere we've got a good stockpile of metal, but it's diminishing very rapidly thanks to our big spending on... Oh, that truck station's done. I was going to say industry, but are we building industry? I thought we were, but yes. Yes, we're building a lot of industry, perhaps too much. I may have gone a bit overboard. At least this one is nearly finished. While we're here, let's see if metal is cheap. It is not, but we do have a lot of money, so...
Roger.
Make sure we have enough replacements for everybody. Considering we've delayed our tanks being updated a little while by opting to go for infantry, I will raise another tank formation here. Actually, you know what? I think I will do it up this end, to be honest. We've also made an agreement with Bloodfort that would give us, unfortunately I do not actually have the required card, but Bloodfort agreed to a technology trade card if we would leave the boundaries of our empires basically north-south along this lake, which is fair enough. I'm just going to be slightly cheeky there and grab the sparkling springs, but it doesn't really matter. These guys are going to pull back to show some good faith. This does mean that we don't necessarily have to focus on expanding this way as much. It's not the best deal, but I didn't want to get under his skin too much because he is still the big, scary player of the game. Luckily, these machine guns, rebels in there don't seem to have been that interested in running around cutting our supply lane, so I've been largely ignoring them. Probably not the smartest thing I've ever done, but, you know, could be worse. This guy's just out of supply, so instead of sending him the way I wanted him to go, I'm going to move him back slightly. And similar story for this guy, make him go along, but make sure he's also in supply range. Yeah. Just checking the last few guys that haven't moved. Actually, because there's quite a lot of open ground there, let's spend that money raising a formation of tanks over here. Attach it to have to be 5th Infantry because the other one's got 2 people attached already. And of course there wasn't enough logistics, so I'm just gonna get them shipped in next turn. We're also running slightly low on ammunition, so I'll crank a bit of that.
Roger.
Right. Actually, let me just check sell prices on rare earth metals. Absolutely, that's a very good deal. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this turn. Our industry is all chugging away by itself. We're slowly recruiting the amount of workers we need in most places, having to pay them an awfully large amount of money to do so, which is a bit annoying, but beggars can't be choosers, or perhaps it's the other way around. Generally, our empire is in good shape, and we're kind of filling out a very large territory for our population. Flaghead should hopefully fall in the next turn or two, which will link up these 2 bits. And I think I don't really want to go much further south here, because if you look at the actual map, well, for one, there's a big mountain range here, which is a bit annoying because I was kind of hoping that I could get Bloodfort and Bolton Wanderers to have another boundary instead of me being between them. Yeah, I mean, this is a very inconveniently placed mountain range for me. I'm definitely not going to win the race for Castello. Look at all these very large numbers of quite obsolete soldiers, to be fair. These guys are decent ones though, combat armor and automatics. I really need to get out some laser infantry, but... Oh, I have energy small arms optimization, but I don't have laser rifles yet. Great. Okay. That's foolish. For some reason I forgotten that I hadn't researched it yet. Oh dear. I really need to discover that. I mean, we've got still a third of our bureaucratic points going towards discovery, which is a reasonable amount. We just have overall fairly low bureaucratic point generation. It's up 216 from last time, which is nice. And we should be getting some updates to that in a few turns as well from these various bureaucratic officers I have decided to slap down. Cool, excellent. Oh, geez, it's just not been manned. That's the problem. I should be producing quite a lot from this one, but I'm only getting 39 because it's at 19% production. At least we are recruiting workers. This is what's killing me this game. The lack of workers to recruit. Honestly, I can probably just close this. It's such a small amount of food and so very many workers. Likely we'll have to update hydroponics to do that, which I think I can afford. I'll actually leave it a turn just to be on the safe side. Yikes. Right, that is it for my turn. I'll quickly grab some screenshots of the two fronts. And that is it. Actually, quickly check the victory overview, see how everybody's doing. No surprises here. We remain in somewhere between 2nd and 3rd place, with Bloodfort massively in the lead. Cool. Thanks a lot, everyone, and I'll catch you next time, probably in about a week or so.